Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna try a vlog of me shooting a YouTube video and the setup for that. So I'm in my office. I'm gonna do a little office tour, and I'm gonna try a new technique for doing an office video with my mirrorless Sony camera, the A7R II, and I'll go over that and I'll show you guys the setup, the rig. I haven't set this up yet, so there could be some troubleshooting here as far as me getting this shot right. And I got my tea here, so I'm just chilling, gonna hang out with you guys. And I'm gonna do a video called YouTube is a Lifestyle, Forget the Monetization, or something like that, you know. I think that's what I'll call it. Forget monetization, or yeah, I think that's what it'll be. Yeah, because I'm kind of realizing it's a lifestyle, and you know, you got to decide whether or not you want to live that lifestyle. So I'm going to go into that in the video. I really don't have a script. I kind of do things off the cuff. It may take me probably 2 or 3 times to shoot the video. You know, it's not perfect. Usually, sometimes I'll start recording it, get thoughts in my head, and then I'll re-record it, so on and so forth. But I'll give you guys a little tour before I get started. This is my office right here. So I've got 2 monitors, and then in the center I've got my laptop where I do most of my editing on a MacBook Pro. And I've got OBS Studio here, and that's what I use to record my videos on this SLR mic here, which is a condenser microphone. It's a Rode mic. I don't know, I bought it a few years ago. Not for YouTube, but I forget why I bought it. I think I was just doing some random recordings or something like that. Or maybe I was thinking of YouTube. But then down here, I've got a full-size computer tower, and that's what runs these 2 monitors here. And then, of course, I have my trading always up as usual. No, there's Tesla stock. Look at that move it's making. It just crossed over 292, which, you know, hey, that's good. And then the other monitor I usually have for Outlook and Discord and whatever communication stuff I've got going on. And then behind me I've got my Death Star and my, you know, what do you call that? The Imperial Cruiser, or whatever you call those things. I don't know, they're pretty cool. And then in front of me, I got my whiteboard, which right now it doesn't have anything on it except for these 2 printouts of YouTube congratulations for the partner program. I printed these off when I reached the partner program, and obviously my daughter was the only one who colored it, and then my son didn't do anything. And yeah, I made those off of ChatGPT, which I thought was kind of cool and cute. So I'm going to write down some of just my ideas that I want to talk about for YouTube as a lifestyle. I just want to note, you know, what are some different lifestyles? We can have a baller lifestyle, right? And this is kind of something that you might want to do when you're doing YouTube videos. Just this bullet point out stuff you might forget, like sports could be a lifestyle, boating, all right? Maybe 9 to 5 job is a lifestyle. It really is. You know, people like to live that kind of lifestyle, which is interesting. Entrepreneur. And I think I had, like, in my head, horses. That's a lifestyle. I don't know if I'll say all those, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then let's see here. I'll show you guys my. Let's see here. Woo. And I got my Lego collection. I just cleaned my office, so you know, I think I need to redo some of these. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of seeing the same old Lego sets. I've got a bunch more downstairs. So I got like a middle row of cars. You can kind of see the second row up. And then on the bottom, I got castles and pirates. And above that, I've got space. This is my favorite space set. I got that when I was a kid in like 19 90s or something like that. Maybe 86. I don't remember. And then I've got games. This one, I don't know why I mixed in Mickey and Minnie. That's an old Pac-Man. And then an Atari. You know, it's got a little Centipede. Classic game. And then up top, I got my R2-D2, Star Wars helmets, and then some more robots, BB-8. And then up at the very top is all Game of Thrones. Those aren't official Lego. Those are Mega, I think is what it's called, which is Mattel, I think, owns them. But they're still pretty good, honestly. Like, I enjoy doing all those. They're not much different than Lego, to be honest. And then, of course, we have my sitting chair with my boys, my space boys. And, of course, we have the star of the show in the center, Mr. Donald Trump, which I like to do my shorts with. I haven't done those in a while. It's just been, you know, busy and, you know, not much drama has been going on. And then I've got my favorite character from the 80s, Mr. Gizmo there. He sings and he kind of moves his head a little bit. And my kid likes to play with those things. And then I've got here, this was like the only thing I really, well, not the only thing, but the second thing I invested in for this YouTube channel is it's a monopod. So let me set this thing up and I'll show you guys this monopod. I highly recommend it. If you guys are going to do a YouTube video, get yourself a monopod because tripods are a pain. They suck. You know, you got these 3 long legs, you know, they take up, you got to have like a decent amount of space to get that tripod somewhere versus this was an expensive monopod, in my opinion. It was like $200, but if you're going to put an expensive Osmo 3 or an SLR camera on a monopod, get an expensive one. What this thing has is this really heavy counterweight here that you can take on and off, but I would leave it on. And this thing has these extenders, which helps stability as well, because I do recording outside and I don't want my camera to fall over when the wind is gusting, you know, especially here in Michigan, we get a lot of that. So I might set you guys on this tripod or this monopod as I do this video. I'm not going to rush either, you know. I can always fast forward the time for this video. You know, I can speed it up basically to where you guys don't have to waste your time. But we'll just chill, you know. Hey, why not? This is YouTube, you know. It's kind of do whatever you want, be an artist, live the lifestyle, right? That's what this video is going to be, the one I'm going to do. And then on top, this Osmo 3 has a nice, you can clip on and off this camera, so I can just set it on here, clip it on, or I've got it right now on this little tripod that it comes with. It's like a mini tripod, and I'll show you when I flip you around. So yeah, that's my office. You know, it's a nice setup. You know, it's nice to work in here. I've got all my books down there, which, you know, I need to go through those and probably purge and get rid of them, because honestly, most of that stuff you find on ChatGPT. If you need information, just look it up, you know. And, you know, to be honest, I just haven't read those things in a long time. And then I got out these lenses recently. I just have not gotten into the Sony mirrorless camera in a while. And I'm like, hey, I got to set these things out, and it might get me into doing photography again. And that's why I have that Sony A7R II. And then right here, I got my records. These are some more records I got. These are my R&B records. And then I've got some rap records. And obviously I don't want the kids listening to those because that's explicit content there. Someday I'll have them listen to it. So I'm going to get this set up. And I'm going to sit you guys down. And I'll go through the gear of what I'm doing here. So, and I might need to set you up on the tripod. We'll see. So the first things first, here's the camera. It's an A7R II. So this camera has like 40 megapixels, 42 megapixels. It was pretty pricey at the time. I think you can get these things pretty, I don't even know if they sell these, to be honest. It's like 3 or 4 years old, maybe 5 years old. And then I've got on here a 35 millimeter lens, and it's got a manual aperture, I think, or I can do automatic as well, but I like the manual. So it's got this little dial here. So I can go from 1.4 aperture, which gives you the bokeh, the blurriness behind you, and then it goes all the way up to auto or 16. I tried 1.4 on a video recently, and it was just too much bokeh. And what happens is like the back of your head goes out of focus, so you look all fuzzy. I'm sure you guys have seen some of these videos out there that kind of look like that. So I'm going to try, I don't know, maybe 2.2 or 2.4. And the problem, if you go lower on the aperture scale, you really got to be in focus. Or if you move in and out, you know, as you're talking, you're going to get fuzzy unless you got really great auto tracking or autofocus tracking, which this camera, it's okay, to be honest. It's not the best. But what I'm going to do is I've got HDMI out, I don't know, micro HDMI, whatever you call this. I'm going to plug this into my display because I don't have a confidence monitor up top to know if I'm in focus. And this LCD, which Sony finally got LCDs that flip, but I don't have that camera. That's all it does. It only flips out like that. So it's only good for, like, you know, taking video from this angle. It's impossible as a vlogging machine. But yeah, so we're going to set that up. And then I've got a little mini tripod. I'm going to set this on. Let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. We'll see. I've never done this, so. All right. Come on. There we go. Let's see if this works. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work, to be honest. It's too low. See that? And this little tripod doesn't hold it up. So I'm going to go, I've got something. I'm going to take you guys with me. I got this little stand thing. I was going to put it back in my basement because I did a whole like purge clean out of this office. And I was going to put it back down there, but now I'm realizing, hey, I might need to use this thing. Tell you what, I just have too much, what do you call it, junk on my desk. All right, let's see if I can get this camera angled right. All right, that looks good. Now, the thing about this Osmo 3 is you look at the screen versus looking at the lens, which I'm doing right now. And I think with the bigger lens here, you know, I can probably look into that much easier than this Osmo 3. It's just so small, and in that screen, that LCD screen there is so tempting just to look at it. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. So that'll be, I want to start getting better at taking video in my office. I want to get comfortable with it. And that's kind of why I think I'm doing these vlogs, is kind of gets me feeling comfortable about things, you know, as far as content. And then, so that's the video. I'm only going to record video on this A7R II. And then I'm going to record the audio on my MacBook Pro here using OBS Studio. And I'm going to use this thing called a Mixpre 3. All right. I actually went to this company years ago. I had we were trying to do a partnership with them, me and my startup. And I drove out there to Wisconsin. These guys have a great setup. I think they assemble everything in the United States, in Wisconsin. And these products are great. I know a lot of people in the AV space raves about them, and I've had pretty good success with this unit. I think they still sell this same unit. But yeah, the assembly line was pretty neat, see them all manufacturing these things. But anyways, so this thing gets powered over USB-C, okay, and you power it through your MacBook Pro. Or you can power it via batteries. And I think, if I remember right, I think you gotta have batteries in it for it to actually work. I don't remember, but I always just, I don't know, I could try it now. But anyways, it does have a little SD card that you can record without your MacBook Pro. But I just like to use the MacBook Pro. I can see the levels easily. And I don't know, I just haven't gotten used to not using it. I don't know, maybe I'll use it. Just this alone, we'll see. Maybe on another video. This one, I still want to use this Mac. I'm just used to it. And then you got your XLR cable for your microphone here, which I'm going to bring up. Okay, and you plug it. I always plug it into port 1. I just got it set up for that. So you get that plugged in, and then you plug this into your Mac. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. So got the mic, Mix Pre 3. It's got a little on-off switch, so you turn it on. And it does take a second to boot up. It's got a this thing is a touch screen too. This little touch screen there, you can kind of see. Maybe I can kind of show it. So you can see the levels, and you see how I'm talking into the mic. You can see what's going on as far as your gain and everything. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Okay, so I got my mic set up. No pressure, right? And I've got my levels I see coming through the computer. OBS Studio will show you the same levels that I'm seeing on the Mix Pre 3. So that's pretty cool. Again, I want to get that closer. I don't need this keyboard. This is for my desktop, so I kind of move that out of the way. That way I get good microphone. Audio is important when it comes to YouTube. All right, so now I'm going to stick you guys on the tripod. Yeah. So yeah, now I need to hook up this HDMI cable over to this display so I can get a preview going on here. Let's see here. All right, got it plugged in. We'll see if this works. All right. Yeah, we'll just take you over here. Maybe yeah, you can kind of see the monitor there while I'm doing this. All right, so now I got to switch the source on the display because right now it's on my computer. So it's going to go to HDMI. First I got to do, I don't think it'll show up unless I turn the camera on. Let's see how this works. There we go. Wow, look at that. Something worked. Now that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's oops. I almost spilled my tea. That would have been a horrible vlog. Probably not the best idea having tea around when you got expensive equipment. There we go. See that? Man, that's still zoomed in quite a bit. See now, look. Close the aperture, it gets darker, right? Let's see here. All right. Yeah, what do I got this at? I need more ISO. Well, actually, I don't know yet. See, this is the hard thing about using like an external camera other than the Osmo 3. You got to figure this stuff out. I'm going to get this USB light. This thing, I'm not a big fan of these things because I wear glasses. And you see this this silly little, you know, circle thing. Maybe I got to invest in like a bar or a light that has diffusion, you know, like the little covers you put on them. We'll see. This could be a complete failure, to be honest. This is all new to me as far as like not using the Osmo 3. So we'll see how this works. So I set that up there. Oh, and I've got power over here. All right, yeah, that'll probably help me not have such a high ISO. And I just point this thing that way. I mean, I can tell the difference in the lighting. That's crazy. All right, let's see what. I'm gonna have to sit back this far at least because yeah, that's not bad. It still looks, I don't like, it still looks fuzzy. That's a little bit better. It looks weird on this display just because I think it's a display. I think it'll look pretty good. See, that's the problem, see, with that stupid display here. I'm gonna have to do a test recording, see what happens. Where is it at? Okay. See, and then the recording button on this camera, which is silly, is on the side. I do have a remote, but I couldn't find it. Oh, look at that. When you're recording. Well, there you go. I'll have to cut that out. Let's see here. Why did it do that? It's probably the volume on this thing, man. The volume's coming out of the speaker. That's what's happening. All right, let's try that again. Maybe, let's see. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now it, oh, interesting. Okay, that looks kind of good. All right. For some reason, I think when it recorded, anyways, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm recording on the A7R II. The thing I can't do is look there at this, at my monitor. That doesn't work well. You got to look at the lens. All right. Now I need to start recording the audio on my, let's see here. Okay. Da-da-da. Oh, there's the Osmo 3 right there. I'm going to keep it there. Why not? I'm going to record you guys right here. And that'll be interesting. We'll see how that works. All right. So I'm going to start recording. And what I was going to do was start with like kind of a hook where, man, that lens just keeps changing focus a little bit. Start with the hook of what kind of lifestyle do you lead? So I don't know exactly how that's going to go. I gotta think of this. I don't know what I'm going to record. I hate leading with, I got a question for you guys. Hey guys, I got a question for you. It's like, it's okay, you know, but hey, let's do this. Let's do what a lot of other people do. I'm going to stop recording because this is just taking up my battery. Okay. I'm just going to ask ChatGPT what's a good hook for that, because I can't think of anything. I didn't do a whole lot of preparation for this video. What's a good hook for a video called YouTube Lifestyle Forget Monetization? Let me just get some ideas here. I like that hook. The hook is, everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck, but what if that's the wrong game? Right? And then I'll go into the fact that lifestyle is, there's people who have those lifestyles, gaming lifestyles, right? Are you a gamer? Maybe? What if that's the wrong approach? How about that? Everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck, but what if that's the wrong approach? I like that. All right, cool. All right, let's get back to where I was. Let's record again. Let's see if I can, how this will look. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, come on. OBS Studio wants me to upgrade. Oh my God, skip this. Remind me later. Okay. All right. Everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck. But what if that's the wrong game? No, what if that's the wrong approach? Approach. All right, here we go. Start recording on the audio. Testing. All right, now I got to look at the lens. This is new for me. All right. Nope. Hey guys, welcome back. No, see, I don't even want to start with that. Got to get comfortable, you know. Hey guys, everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck, but nope. I want to get this hook right. Hey guys, everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck, but what if that's the wrong? But what if that's the wrong approach? I got to stop shaking this table because I can already tell my monitors. See, that's the problem. I got to get used to what this is. This whole studio setup, you know. All right, here we go. Hey guys, everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck, but what if that's the wrong approach? So, the title of the video is going to be, YouTube is a lifestyle. Oh. See, I'm so bad at this sometimes, man. YouTube is a lifestyle. Forget monetization. This is hard because it's like different. I'm like recording this. It's like I'm putting the pressure on myself. And I got myself look right there. But I kind of like the setup. It is interesting. So we'll see. All right. Hey guys, everyone's chasing the YouTube. Hey guys, you know what? Everyone's chasing the YouTube paycheck. But you know what? I think that's the wrong approach. So the title of this video is going to be, YouTube is a lifestyle. Forget monetization. So when we look at people in their careers and their lifestyles, see, man, I need to figure out what that next part is. Yeah, I want to do what I want to talk about. Yeah, I just got to get into what my thoughts were on this video. So, yeah, I forgot. I almost forgot like the content I was going to do on this video. Okay. Got to pull up my phone here because that was the idea behind this video. All right, go to YouTube Studio. Let's go to the analytics. All right. We all live different lifestyles. That's what I want to say. Yeah. Some of us live this kind of lifestyle, this kind of, maybe you're a baller, right? You got a multi-million-dollar mansion. Some of us live a different lifestyle. What did I say on that before? So it's something like, hey guys, this is a disaster, isn't it? It's a disaster. You know what? Yeah. Hey guys, you know what? Everyone's trying to chase the YouTube paycheck. But What if that's the wrong approach? Now, the title of this video is going to be YouTube is a lifestyle. Forget monetization. Okay. Now, we're all out here living our lives, and we all have different lifestyles, right? You've got people out there who live the baller lifestyle. Maybe they've got a multi-million-dollar mansion, and they live that lifestyle. They work 24 hours a day, right? That's a lifestyle. Or you've got maybe horseback riders, those type of people. They're always out at their horses, feeding them, taking care of them, riding them, so on and so forth, taking care of them as far as medicine as well. You've got 9-to-5ers, people just go to a 9-to-5 job and they don't want the extra stress of the side hustle or the YouTube, life. And that's a lifestyle as well. And there's all different types of lifestyles that we lead. And I think for YouTube, you got to think that way as well. Now, as a new YouTuber, you get in your algorithm tons of other YouTubers that emphasize monetization. And so that's kind of all you think about when you first start this journey of YouTube, is you think about monetization. You know the rules. You're looking for 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. And I've been on that journey as well with you guys. If you guys are small YouTubers, you think about the hours a lot. I mean, 4,000 watch hours is a tremendous amount. And the only way to get it, to be honest, is to do probably live streams on a daily basis or multiple times a day, or you have a viral video. That's probably the other way you're going to get to monetization. And the 1,000 subscribers, that's difficult too. Now, I've been doing a calculation in my head. I need to have, this is my strategy for getting the 4,000 watch hours originally, was I would post a long form video every day. And if I averaged 10 hours per video for 365 days, I would have 3,650 watch hours. And then maybe a few videos, I would get, a couple hundred more here and there, and I'd get to that 4,000 watch hours. Fortunately for me, I did have a video go viral. But every day, here's what I did. Here's the funny thing. So the first thing I do in the morning is I click on my YouTube analytics and I go to the watch hours and I click on the 365 days. I can't get it in focus, but yeah. I click on the 365 days and I take a screenshot with my Galaxy S22. And then so I've got tons of these screenshots, and so I could look day after day and do the difference, 3,800, 4,000, et cetera, et cetera. And, it kind of worked. It got me, I guess, to 4,000 hours, but it just put the pressure on me, to be honest. And that's all I was thinking about was monetization. And now that I've got there, I'm still not monetized fully. I still need 300 subscribers, but I'm realizing that the monetization is not important. Because at the end of the day, even if I get monetized and my videos are only getting like 100, 200, 500 views, maybe 1,000 views, it's honestly not enough to make a living on, right? So I've concluded that I have to decide whether or not I want to make this a lifestyle, right? A lifestyle of deciding to hit the record button, boop, right? You got to decide if you want to hit the record button and share your life, whether it's vlogging, whether it's dialogue, political debate, reaction videos, whatever it is, you're sharing your thoughts and your feelings about something at the end of the day. And so you got to decide, is that a lifestyle for you? I'm kind of good with it now. I like shipping out content on a daily basis. I don't know if I'll be able to keep that up. And I like improving myself. I'm trying to get comfortable here in my home office, my studio. I'm more comfortable outside, and I'm trying to get comfortable here. I'm actually doing a real-time vlog of me doing this video right here. So it's a lifestyle you got to decide, you know, do you want to feel comfortable with this lifestyle? It's hard to do, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I'm trying to use new gear, new equipment, and just be real with you guys, you know, at the end of the day. You know, I try to stick to the content of It's a Wealthy Life, like what are the strategies for building a wealthy life for the channel. But I think from time to time, if I want to live this lifestyle, I got to vlog from time to time, and I got to talk about YouTube because I love YouTube. And here's the other thing too about this lifestyle is you got to be a YouTube consumer if you're going to be on YouTube. You really do. I mean, especially if you want to grow your channel and learn about new audiences out there, you got to pay attention to small creators that are out there so that you can get new ideas and you can grow your channel and be part of different communities out there, because that's what it's all about. And you got to respond to the comments. I'm always on this phone, you know, when I'm out and about. I don't get notifications, but I'll check it. I'll check my YouTube Studio, and if I see comments, I'm going to respond back and get a good dialogue and get good ideas. So you got to decide, you know, is this the lifestyle for you? Just like you would have to decide if you were to buy a boat or a horse, you got to decide, is that a lifestyle you want to live? You know, if you buy a boat, you better be out on the lake at least a couple times a week, you know, and live that lifestyle. If you buy a horse, you better be out there a few times a week, or else you just spent, you know, $20,000, $40,000 on a horse that is just sitting there in the horse stall, you know? And even for YouTube, think about it. Like, you invest in a horse, your horse is your camera and your microphone and your lighting and your gear. It's a lifestyle. Do you want to live that lifestyle? You know? So those are my thoughts on, you know, don't chase monetization. You know, don't chase the paycheck after monetization either. Live a lifestyle of content creation and shipping out content to your viewers. That's really what you got to do. And, you know, I'm not monetized, but I see what people do. You know, these professional YouTubers that have hundreds of thousands of viewers, they're living a lifestyle. They're recording constantly. It's always hit the record button, hit the record button, boop, boop, boop. That's what it's all about. And I like it. I love it. Now I've got like 213 videos up there, and this will be 214 or 215. And it is what it is. You know, you got to decide, do you want to live it or not? And so I'm going to live it. I love recording, showing the history from my children and my audience, you know, what this lifestyle is at 45, what kind of life I'm living. And yeah, ask yourself that question. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Is this a lifestyle you want? Are you living it? Are you being yourself on YouTube? I'm trying to be every day. Yeah, and it is what it is. So anyways, if you guys could, like and subscribe for the video. Take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great day. Thanks. Bye. So, what'd you guys think? I think that was pretty decent, you know? Not too bad. We'll see. This vlog is 42 minutes of recording. This thing is warm, which is kind of crazy. But that was kind of interesting, like seeing myself on that display. Maybe that gives you guys some ideas too. I know I've got a few YouTubers that watch this channel. And so you can use your monitor with maybe your SLR or mirrorless camera, whatever you got, and maybe that'll help you guys. But yeah, it's a lifestyle. It really is. You know, I think I want to get maybe some new lighting so I don't have to deal with that ring stuff. But I don't know. I might use this setup. We'll see how the recording goes. You know, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and I got to merge the audio recording with the video recording, which is pretty easy because the audio that's in the video, you can see the little levels, and you just kind of move things back and forth to match the exact time frames, the timestamps on coordinating the audio with the video. Excuse me. So we'll see how that goes. I think it looked pretty good. I was trying to look right at the lens, not at the monitor. So that's my goal, is to look at that lens. See, let's see here. That's the difference. Look at the lens. See, there is a subtle difference, and people say on YouTube that you want to do that. You want to look at the lens, and I got to start doing that on this Pocket Osmo 3 because this thing keeps me in frame. So yeah, that's my new 1% better is I'm going to look at this lens. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vlog. I don't know, I'll probably speed up this some. 43 minutes is way too long for people to watch something, but hey, if you guys want to watch this all out, you know, that's cool too. So anyways, you guys have a great day. Take a look at my previous video. If you could, like and subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye.